This is McAllen, Texas. 7 out of 10 people you see here are clinically obese. Jesus Christ steps out of a rental car at the border of the city, and the first thing visible is a drive-through line wrapping around an entire city block. Not one restaurant, 5, stacked side by side, Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Whataburger, Church's Chicken. The line doesn't stop, cars idle for 20 minutes, engines running, windows down, arms reaching out, bags coming back in. This is 10 in the morning. Jesus Christ walks past the first intersection. There's a man sitting on a motorized scooter outside a gas station. He's drinking a 32-ounce soda. The cup is bigger than his head. His legs dangle off the sides of the scooter, swollen, wrapped in compression bandages that end just below the knee. He's not moving, just sitting, staring at his phone. The scooter hums. Jesus watches him for a moment, then keeps walking. The heat is immediate. 94 degrees. The asphalt radiates upward. Sweat forms on his neck within seconds. 3 blocks down, there's a strip mall, Dollar General, payday loan office, a clinic advertising diabetes management in English and Spanish. Next to it, a buffet restaurant called Golden Corral. The parking lot is full. Jesus Christ enters. The air conditioning hits like a wall. Inside, the buffet stretches 50 feet. Fried chicken, mashed potatoes swimming in gravy, macaroni and cheese, pizza, soft serve ice cream machines, chocolate fountain. The plates people carry are piled high, not stacked, piled. A man in his 50s, maybe 350 pounds, sits alone at a corner booth. He's eating with his hands, no fork, just fingers, pulling apart chicken wings, dipping them in ranch. He doesn't look up. Jesus Christ sits 3 tables away and watches. The man finishes his plate in under 6 minutes. He gets up, goes back, fills it again. A woman approaches Jesus. Mid-40s, nurse scrubs. She's heavy, but her face is kind. She asks if he's waiting for someone. He says no. She sits down anyway. Her name is Rosa. She works night shifts at the regional hospital. She's been in McAllen her whole life. Jesus asks her what she thinks about the city. She doesn't hesitate. It's home, Rosa says. People say we're unhealthy, maybe, but it's complicated. Food here is cheap, real cheap. You can feed a family of 4 for $15. That matters when you're working 2 jobs. And it tastes good, really good. You go to a place like this and you feel full, you feel satisfied. That's worth something when everything else in your life feels empty. Jesus Christ asks her if she sees the consequences at work. Rosa nods. She leans back in her chair. Every single night, she says. Heart attacks, strokes, diabetic crises, amputations. We had a guy last week, 38 years old, lost both legs below the knee, couldn't feel them anymore. Infection spread too fast. He cried when he woke up, not because of the pain, because he couldn't work anymore. He's got 3 kids. She pauses. But you know what? He was back at Golden Corral 2 weeks later. His wife pushed him in a wheelchair. I saw them through the window. Jesus stands and thanks her. She doesn't move, just watches him leave.
I must leave now. Thank you for your kindness.
Outside, the heat swallows him again. He walks toward a residential area. The houses are small, single story, chain link fences. In almost every driveway, there's a truck or SUV, big ones, F-150s, Silverados, Expeditions. Most of them have fast food bags on the passenger seat, visible through the windows, crumpled, empty. A man is watering his lawn. He's maybe 60. His stomach hangs over his belt. His shirt is soaked through with sweat. Jesus Christ stops and asks him about the neighborhood. The man turns off the hose. His name is Miguel. He moved here from Monterrey 30 years ago. He's a retired construction worker. Jesus asks him if he thinks McAllen has a weight problem. Miguel laughs. It's not mean, just tired. Everybody says that, Miguel says. But you know what nobody talks about? This city has the cheapest cost of living in Texas. You can buy a house here. You can't do that in Austin or Houston anymore. People come here because they can survive. Yeah, we eat a lot. Yeah, we're big, but we're not starving. You go to other places, people are thin and broke and miserable. Here, at least we're happy. At least we have something to enjoy. He turns the hose back on. Jesus walks away. The question lingers. Is that true? Is comfort enough? He doesn't answer it yet. 2 streets over, there's a Walmart supercenter. The parking lot is a sea of cars. Inside, the aisles are wide, designed for mobility scooters. There are 12 of them lined up near the entrance, all in use. Jesus Christ walks through the store. The grocery section stretches for half a mile. Entire aisles dedicated to soda, chips, frozen meals. The produce section is small. tucked in a corner. The bananas are brown. The lettuce is wilted. A woman in her 30s is loading her cart. Frozen pizza, Hot Pockets, family-sized bags of Doritos, 2-liter bottles of Coke. She has 4 of them. Jesus watches her check out. The total is $63, enough food for a week, maybe more. She swipes an EBT card. It goes through. She smiles. Jesus leaves the store and walks toward the center of town. There's a plaza, benches, a fountain that isn't running. People sit in the shade. Most of them are overweight, some extremely so. A man sits on a bench with an oxygen tank next to him. The tube runs under his nose. He's breathing hard, just sitting there, breathing. Jesus Christ sits on the bench beside him. The man doesn't look over. Jesus asks him how long he's lived here. The man says 32 years. His name is Carlos. He used to work at a meatpacking plant. He's 54 years old. He weighs 412 pounds. I can't work anymore, Carlos says. My knees gave out. My heart's bad. I'm on disability now. It's not enough, but it's something. He pauses, takes a long breath through the tube. I know what people think. They think I did this to myself. And maybe I did, but you don't understand what it's like. You work 12-hour shifts in a freezer. You come home and your body hurts everywhere. And the only thing that makes you feel better is food. Hot food, greasy food, food that fills you up and makes you forget for a little while. He looks at Jesus Christ. You think I wanted to end up like this? Jesus doesn't answer. Carlos doesn't wait for one. He adjusts the oxygen tube and stares at the broken fountain. Jesus stands and keeps walking. The sun is directly overhead now. The heat is suffocating. He passes a high school. The parking lot is empty. It's summer, but there's a banner on the fence. It says, McAllen Memorial is the number 3 high school football team in the state. Below it, someone has spray painted in red, "We eat big, we play big." Jesus Christ stops and reads it twice. A few blocks later, he finds a taco truck. There's a line of 8 people. Most of them are large. One woman is easily over 400 pounds. She orders 6 tacos. Extra cheese, extra sour cream. The man behind her orders 8. Jesus orders 2. The vendor hands them over. They're massive, overflowing, greasy, warm. Jesus eats one standing up. It tastes incredible, rich, savory, the kind of taste that makes you forget everything else. He understands it now, not logically, physically. This is what Rosa meant. This is satisfaction. He finishes the second taco and walks toward the southern edge of the city. There's a medical district. 3 hospitals within 2 miles, obesity clinics, dialysis centers, cardiovascular surgery units. The buildings are new, shiny, expensive looking. Jesus Christ enters one of the clinics. The waiting room is packed, 30 people, almost all of them overweight. Some on oxygen, some with canes, some in wheelchairs. A woman at the front desk greets him. Her name is Linda. She's a patient coordinator. She's also overweight. Jesus asks her how many people they see per day. She checks her computer. Between 150 and 200, Linda says. Most of them are here for diabetes management, some for pre-surgery consultations. Weight loss surgery is big here. We do about 40 procedures a month. She leans forward. It's a business, you know, a good one. This city keeps us busy. Jesus Christ asks her if it bothers her. She tilts her head. Bothers me? She repeats. I mean, it's sad, but it's also reality. People are going to eat what they want to eat. We can't force them to change, so we help them manage the damage. That's all we can do. She pauses. And honestly, I'm one of them. I'm pre-diabetic. I know I should eat better. I know I should exercise. But at the end of the day, I'm tired. And a burger sounds better than a salad. So who am I to judge? Jesus leaves the clinic. Outside, the heat has peaked. 100 degrees. The air shimmers. He walks back toward the center of town. There's a church, small, white stucco. The doors are open. Inside, it's cool, quiet, rows of wooden pews. A cross at the front. No one is there. Jesus Christ sits in the back row. He closes his eyes. The silence is heavy. He thinks about Rosa, about Miguel, about Carlos, about Linda. None of them are villains. None of them are stupid. They're just tired. And food is easy. Food is available. Food is cheap. Food is joy. And the consequences are distant. Until they're not. He opens his eyes and stands. Outside, the sun is lower now. The heat is still brutal. He walks to the hospital Rosa mentioned. The emergency room entrance is busy. Ambulances parked outside. People coming and going. Jesus Christ enters. The waiting room is full. A man is holding his chest. A woman is coughing. A teenager is clutching her stomach. The triage nurse calls names. One by one, people disappear behind double doors. Jesus asks a security guard if he can speak to someone. The guard directs him to a doctor taking a break outside. Her name is Dr. Alvarez. She's in her early 40s, lean, exhausted. She's smoking a cigarette. Jesus Christ approaches. She glances at him. "You a reporter?" she asks. "No," Jesus says. "Good," she replies, "because I'm tired of reporters." She takes a drag. They come here. They ask the same questions. They write the same articles. And nothing changes. Jesus Christ asks her what she sees every day. Dr. Alvarez laughs. "It's bitter." "What do I see?" she says. "I see a 42-year-old man who had a heart attack because his arteries are clogged with plaque. I see a 50-year-old woman who needs both feet amputated because she ignored her diabetes for 10 years. I see a 29-year-old who weighs 370 pounds and can't breathe without a machine, and they all say the same thing. They didn't think it would happen to them. They thought they had time." She drops the cigarette and crushes it with her shoe. But here's the thing. They're not lying when they say food makes them happy. It does. And when you're poor and stressed and exhausted, happiness is hard to find, so they choose the thing that's easy, and I can't blame them, but I also can't save them. She walks back inside. Jesus Christ stands there. The sun is setting now. The sky is orange, pink, beautiful. He walks to the edge of the city. There's a cemetery, small, old. The graves are marked with simple stones. Most of the dates are recent. 35, 41, 53. Too young. Jesus Christ walks through the rows. He stops at one. The name is Hector Ramirez. Born 1978, died 2023, 45 years old. There's a photo embedded in the stone. Hector is smiling. He's large, very large, but his smile is genuine. Jesus Christ stands there for a long time. The wind picks up. It's cooler now. He thinks about Hector, about who he was, about what he loved, about whether he knew he was running out of time. Jesus Christ leaves the cemetery and walks back into town. The streetlights are on now. The drive-thrus are still packed. The lines haven't shortened. People are still eating, still ordering, still coming back. He passes the Golden Corral again. The parking lot is still full. He can see people inside, plates piled high, faces lit by fluorescent lights. He keeps walking. The question stays with him. Is this wrong? It feels wrong, but it also feels human, deeply, painfully human. The desire to feel good, to feel full, to feel something other than tired, and the willingness to ignore the cost. Because the cost is later, and later always feels far away. He reaches the rental car. The sky is dark now. Stars are starting to appear. Jesus Christ sits in the driver's seat. He doesn't start the engine, he just sits. The city hums around him. Drive-thrus, hospitals, homes, people living, people dying, people choosing. He thinks about Rosa's words. At least we're happy. At least we have something to enjoy. Is that enough? He doesn't know. Maybe there's no answer. Maybe the answer is that people do what they can with what they have. And in McAllen, what they have is cheap food and hard lives. And cheap food wins every time. Jesus Christ starts the engine. He drives out of the city. The lights fade behind him. The road ahead is dark, empty. The question follows him. Not answered, not resolved, just there. Because maybe that's the point. Maybe the hardest truths are the ones that don't have neat endings, the ones that just sit in your chest and make you uncomfortable, the ones that make you realize that judgment is easy, but understanding is brutal, and understanding doesn't fix anything. It just makes you feel the weight of it, the weight of a city eating itself to death. Not because it's stupid, not because it doesn't care, but because caring is expensive and being full is cheap.